Oh.
That actually hurts my hand.
Okay.
Are we going?
We're live.
Welcome. Welcome back to Two Rights Make a Wrong. That is Daniel.
That is Russell.
And hi. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Did I say the title even?
Yeah.
Did I say it all correctly?
Two rights make a wrong. And then
All
do you
right.
want to introduce
Oh, yes.
these strangers?
The strangers that are always here with us. We've got Karl and Lilo. So how are you doing today?
All right.
How's everybody doing?
Can't complain.
Yeah, fine.
That's good. That's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Karl's just chilling. Straight chilling.
Yeah.
Straight chilling.
A villain.
So what's going on this week?
Not much. My girlfriend did something that kind of embarrassed me, and I don't embarrass very easily.
Okay.
So,
What is that?
well, we have down in Illinois, we have Jewel Osco, which is our grocery store place that we go to. And she puts on these online orders, but she'll do like multiple accounts so that way we can take advantage of like limited like sales where it's limited 4 items. So we'll do multiple accounts. And one of the accounts she set up like under my name, but she didn't set it up under my name. And it was under Danny Shelcakes. So then when I went up to her, and she's like, oh, just give them the confirmation number. That's all they need. And she was like lying to me. So they're like, what's the name on the order? And I'm just like, I did not want to just say to this person that the name on the order was Danny Shelcakes. So I was just like, it's Danny Shelcakes. I just like started sweating. I got like a little embarrassed. I was like, but then I had to, but there was orders wrong. So some of the items were wrong. So when we got home, we had to call. And I called, and then they're like, what was the name on the order? So then I had to do it again. I'm like, the name on the order was Danny Shelcakes.
That's good. So welcome back to Two Rights Make a Wrong. That is Danny Shelcakes.
Oh, man.
I am Russell.
Cut.
We're back with another episode. Just so you know, I don't know why you told me that story, because
Yeah.
you are now being
Danny
introduced
Shelcakes.
as Danny Shelcakes.
Fantastic.
Yep. So that's good. Where'd that name come from?
She just made it up.
Just right there on the
Yeah, she
spot?
made it right as she was ordering. Yeah, right there on the spot as she was placing an online order.
That's even funnier than I thought it was like maybe an inside joke between you guys.
It absolutely was not.
That's good. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
My name is Rusty Dick in a buddy's phone. I don't know if that is that relatively the same.
No.
Why not?
You tell me why not.
Well, it's my name.
Is that anywhere near the same as Danny Shelcakes on any level, shape, or form, or maths?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Why not?
Well, I can't say it. I'm not going to say that name.
Why? It's my name. It is literally my name.
Oh, I guess your middle name is Richard.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is literally my name. It's
It's
Rusty.
literally
Literally my dick.
you were gonna say it's literally my D.
yeah, literally my dick. Rusty Dick. So yeah. So I guess we've got slightly interesting nicknames.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
What else has been going on yet? Have you done anything interesting lately?
Yeah, last weekend I volunteered for the Live Golf Tournament in Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I got to be a shuttle driver for the players. Literally, my only job was to meet them at the clubhouse at the start of the game, drive them to their tee, watch golf, and then pick them up at the finishing green that they finished on and drive them back to the clubhouse. Essentially free admission, and I got to be sitting next to the golfers.
Sounds boring, but
Oh, it was
I
great.
guess
I
that's-
loved it.
That's what you're into.
But
so
I will say, though, I met one of the coolest guys, one of the nicest guys that I've ever met in so long. His name is Harold Varner III. He's, Why are you laughing at that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like for meeting a stranger, I don't know why you know that much of their name.
Because it's on the card. Like that's who I was driving.
Fair enough.
But we had a blast. My girlfriend drove him on Saturday, and then I drove him on Sunday. and there was some weird shenanigans that happened that we were just like absolutely having a riot about and laughing about. It was great.
Okay, that's the part of the story I want to hear now.
Okay.
I want to hear shenanigans. I don't care about fucking golf.
So there's some old creep dude who was like essentially hitting on Jenna, and then ended up guessing her cup size. Like, he's perfect at it. He can guess any woman's cup size.
Did he get it correct?
He did.
Wow.
And then the caddy and Varner both heard about this story. So then when I'm driving them, she's driving directly behind me, and they're talking to her about hearing about this. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like,
so is now everybody taking a guess? Like, they heard that this one guy got it right, so now everybody's trying to guess her cup size?
No one was guessing it, but like my point was, like, I'm her boyfriend. I don't even know her cup size. And then so that made them laugh. We just had an absolute like riot of a time making. They were on the tee box. We were making them laugh on the tee box. It was great. But yeah, Harold Varner III, though, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Long time. Great guy in golf. He's a great person to be in the sport. He's amazing. Look him up. Follow his career. He's a really cool guy. Shout out Harold Varner III. You're super cool. He gave us signed golf balls and gave her a signed glove.
Cool.
Yeah. And the caddy also equally as cool, which don't remember his name at this moment.
He was super dope.
He was super dope. Yeah, he was really fun.
Shout out to the nameless caddy.
I'll find out who.
No, we're not going to find out who this guy is. Last weekend, I saw the 4:30 movie.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It was really good. It's Kevin Smith's new movie.
Oh,
yeah.
What was it about?
Basically, Kevin Smith as a kid.
Chris Rice.
It was basically Kevin Smith as a kid.
Oh, so it was like a biopic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
All right.
Like, but it was like basically all like just a fiction. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there was anything that was real about it.
And was Kevin Smith in it?
No, Kevin Smith actually wasn't in that film. He did not make a cameo.
All
he was one of the few people in a Kevin Smith film that did not make a cameo in it.
All right. And what is the significance of the name, the 4:30 movie?
It's what the movie's about. He basically asked this chick out, and they're going to the 4:30 movie.
Okay.
And they spend their whole day like in the movie theater, fucking around, waiting for the girl to come meet them. So like that's just kind of what it is. Like they're waiting for the 4:30 showing of this movie.
Right.
That was the whole significance.
Was it good?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, Kevin Smith is my biggest idol. I love that guy. I've done like I love him so much. So the movie, I'm probably going to be the only person in the world that cried at the end of that movie.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally thought it was a beautiful ending. Which is like the big reference to like if you know anything about Kevin Smith, like the end of the movie was like the big reference to allude to the fact that it was him.
Oh, so it was the kid's name in the movie Kevin?
Ironically, his name was Brian David.
Is that Kevin Smith's real name?
No, that is Kevin Smith's. That is the name that Kevin Smith's parents wanted to name him before they'd settled on Kevin Patrick.
Okay.
So he just used his name. That is beforehand.
All right.
Yeah, and like at the end of the movie, they kind of like allude to the fact that like he's getting his first. It's like a credit scene, not an end credit scene. It's just a credit scene, and they're like, he's waiting to go in to an interview for his first job, and that's at the Quick Stop.
Oh, for Clerks.
Well, that's Kevin Smith's first job.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Smith's first job was Randall from Clerks, the video store.
Mm-hmm.
That was Kevin Smith's first job.
Oh,
that building, the Quick Stop, is Kevin Smith's
first job.
First job. He bought it. He bought that building.
But he bought it after making the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because he didn't have money when he made that movie.
No.
Wasn't it made for like $1,500 or something?
No, way more than that.
I thought the first Clerks was like the budget was like just a couple $1,000s.
It was like I think the exact I forget. He talks about it all the time, but it's like $12,275.
Okay, and then
that he asked like 10 friends to take out $1,000 personal loan for.
Okay.
And basically they kind of all agreed, saying like, yeah, we'll help you out if it goes somewhere. I think he paid him back when it made money. If not, they all knew they were kind of.
And then didn't he try making a movie with the same budget like later?
He wanted to.
Okay.
I don't think. I think he made Clerks 3 in a slightly small budget, but yeah, he's been wanting to make like Mallrats. He wanted to make another small budgeted movie. He wanted to make Mallrats 2, which now is up in the air. They have no idea if that's going to happen since one of the main characters is dead.
Oh.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty. She died a few months back.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really funny. I find the oddest part of the movie is, so when they go into the movie, they show the sneak previews, right, of like the upcoming movies. And there's one of the previews for the movie was like this movie of a nun. She was a nun by day, but like a stripper by night.
Makes sense.
But she was like an undercover like vigilante type. And that character was played by Kevin Smith's daughter. Not even a stripper, a prostitute to be more exact actually. And at one point in the movie, this is the part that I find weird. A guy comes to pick her up, which is Jason Mewes, which is Jay and Jay and Silent Bob, right?
Yes.
And for those out there that don't know, well, Jay and Kevin Smith are best friends, and that is Uncle Jay.
Do they make out?
No.
And get like freaky?
No, but there is a moment he does say something creepy, like, yeah, come here, baby girl. And I'm like, you just said that to basically your niece.
It's weird.
The funniest part about the prostitute stripper or the prostitute nun is the fact that like at that moment she reveals she has like the prostitute hair, and she takes off the hair and the wig, and it's the nun underneath the hair, the wig. That was the funnest. That's the funniest part.
I think that's a way more common scenario than you'd think, though.
Prostitute nuns.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Do they get paid for it?
For nunning or for prostituting?
Or prostituting?
Well, it wouldn't be prostituting if they weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
By definition.
But maybe they're just like turned out.
What?
Well, they're just like turned out by their mother superior. It's like it's like their pimp.
What does turned out mean?
Pimped out.
Oh.
Like it's like turning tricks. This is an old term. This isn't.
I know what turning tricks is.
This isn't even a fucking new age term.
I didn't know. I've never heard the turned out before.
Okay.
Yeah, but they would have to get paid.
I mean, maybe they don't. Maybe it's like the tithe, so the church just gets it. What if they're pimping for Jesus? Like, what if that's, or God? Because I guess they're not the Jesus ones. They're the God ones, right? Nuns don't really care about Jesus. They're all about God, right?
No, I think they're all about Mary.
Well, no, they're married to God.
Oh, yeah, like married to God. But I guess if you want to say that. But the Catholic people are the one, they like also like kind of worship Mary. They think Mary is like a very significant character person as well. They're all real people.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the 4:30 movie.
Cool.
It was quite awesome.
Do you think that that Kevin Smith could put out a movie that you would end up not liking, or would you find a reason why you would you justify that it was a good movie because he turned out?
You want my honest opinion? I will find a reason that I'll like it.
Okay, so his opinion means nothing about this movie. Just because he said it was good does not mean it's good. Okay, cool.
I liked it.
Yeah, so Lilo liked it.
Did you guys see it together?
Yeah, she came with.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Jay was supposed to come, but
We
he had
convinced,
another mission on the moon.
we convinced him to do his due diligence. So
What's he doing on the moon?
we've told you before, we're not allowed to talk about that.
Okay.
It's a
Cool.
secret mission.
Yeah, we're
Here,
already.
I'll cover
doing
my
enough.
mic. Tell me. No, you don't need to cover your mic when you're telling me.
And yeah, that has to all be bleeped out. And yeah, now you know. Surprising, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
Okay. Cool.
Anyway,
Yeah. What else you got?
a lot of things.
All right.
But what do you got?
Okay. So I'm gonna read off a list of things. This is our shout out to Aaron Santiago 2609 on the YouTubes, and I'm gonna read off some of the things that he wants us to like
Oh yeah,
talk about.
you said you didn't know what these things were, and I was
But
supposed to look into them so
no,
I can.
But I
want to
see if you know what they are. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you right now, and I want to know if you know what any of these things are. That's why I didn't do it ahead of time. 'Cause
Okay.
I want to know.
What's that?
So David Sinclair.
Okay.
Is that Poppy's person? Well, that's Titanic Sinclair. So who's David Sinclair? Do you know who that is?
I don't know who David Sinclair is.
Okay. Do you know who Rick
Good.
Simpson is?
I don't know who Rick Simpson is.
Do you know who Billy Carson is?
I know who Billy Carson is.
Okay. What would be weird about that? That this guy's interested in it.
It's not really weird, I don't think, but like he's just got opinions on a lot of things.
Okay. Dynamo Jack.
I don't know that.
Colloidal silver.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like a weird tincture. I don't even know.
I don't even know what that means.
A tincture is like a tonic. Like a medicinal tonic.
Okay.
A tincture, so it's like a drink, but it's got silver in it, and it turns you blue
Okay. Interesting.
because of the silver.
All right. And then self-sustaining dynamos like magnetic-powered generators that were on TV and clearly had news coverage in the 90s. Cars running on water. I've seen news broadcasts from the 90s, as well as a guy who figured out he could burn salt water with his machine, which I've heard about the cars on water.
Mm-hmm.
I developed a magnetic generator as well,
Okay.
but I don't know about any of this other stuff that he was talking about. So
Okay. Yeah. I know of Billy Carson. That's about it.
okay. Is it anything? Is there stuff in this?
Billy
though?
Carson, he's somebody that knows, like, he's one of the people right now, I think, that's talking about, like, ancient civilizations, like the Anunnaki
Mm.
and stuff like that. I think that's who I might be mixing him up. There's some people.
All right.
But yeah, he's also, I think he's somebody that like deals with like some of the conspiracies about like the bloodline lineage of like the leaders of this country and the world and things like that. I could be wrong on some of it, but yeah.
Okay. David Sinclair is a Australian-American biologist who is controversial for his claims on aging and epigenetics.
Oh, okay. Is this the guy that's trying to prevent aging right now?
Sure. But yeah,
Okay.
so we
So
don't
I
really
know
know
about-
much.
I kind of heard a little bit
Okay.
about that.
But Aaron Santiago, 2609, we will do maybe a little bit more research and talk about it more on the next episode that we record. But this is your shout out for now. So thank you for interacting with us on a post.
Yeah. Thanks for listening in. We should get back to him. We should have looked into this before we brought that up.
Yeah, but
Because now we're blue ballsing him. Now we're talking about him. And he's going to tune in going, oh, yeah. And we're all going to be like, well, I don't know what the fuck any of that shit is, Aaron Santiago.
Yeah, but I really thought that you might
69.
have heard about more of this and would have had information because this is the type of stuff that you would maybe know about. So that's why I wanted to bring it up
Yeah.
unadulterated.
Billy Carson. There is a very recent episode of Joe Rogan that he's on. I think he talks to He has his own podcast. I know that much. So you could listen to that if you wanted to hear more about him. I just know this all personally. I think he's probably on what's the Neil deGrasse Tyson show? Not To the Stars. That's a Tom DeLonge one. Star Talk.
The Cosmos.
Star Talk. No, that's his podcast.
Podcast. Okay.
Yeah, that Neil has. I think he's done episodes on with Neil on there too. That's like the most I could talk about. Yeah, the whole water powered cars thing. That's a big.
There's like 3 people. I know about that. Like 3 people did it, and all of them ended up dead.
Yeah, that's like a weird
thing.
conspiracy thing.
Yeah,
it's like a conspiracy thing that I know very little about as well. I just know that it seems like you can't do that, otherwise they will kill you.
Yeah. Because it's fishy.
Go back to fossil fuels.
We never left fossil fuels.
Yeah, we're going back.
Okay, cool.
Because like we were moving away, going towards electric cars, but now they're all like, no, fossil fuels are the way to go. So that's always fun.
Yep.
Karl looked like he had something to say for a second.
Karl, do you have something to say?
Oh.
Cool. Thank you for your input.
That's fun.
Yep.
That was fun.
Oh, another thing that happened at the Live tournament, though. Do you know who Phil Mickelson is?
No.
He's an older golfer. He's been around for a while, but he's in it, so he's a pretty big name.
I knew Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he's even older than that. No, Phil Mickelson's younger than that. Jack Nicholson's even older than Phil.
Are they related?
No.
Okay.
This is Jack Nicklaus and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
That's
But
sure.
I was sitting on the green of an island green on hole 6, par 3, and Phil Mickelson had this really nice shot.
What makes you think I would know who that is?
He's really big because you know
In
who Tiger
the
Woods is.
Golf world?
Yeah, but you know who Tiger Woods is.
Because his wife tried to kill him.
Oh, is that the only reason why you
Really?
know who Tiger Woods is?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like fucking everybody
Chasing him down the street.
with a golf club, with
Of
one
all
of his
things.
golf clubs.
That's
Yeah.
the number one
And then-
weapon in a house
Blame her.
without guns.
And then he crashed into like his gate,
with his Escalade or whatever.
whatever vehicle it was. Yeah.
But so Phil Mickelson though, he had a really great shot, smack dab in the middle of the green, awesome. And so I see them tee off, and then they're
it
all
took
walking.
him 4 putts after that.
No, I think he parred the hole, but he's walking down the path, and I'm walking toward the golfers that are walking toward me, and I see him, and I'm like, nice shot.
And he just spits on you.
his response was F you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand why he said that to me. Well, then 30 feet later, I understand why he said that to me, because Phil Mickelson was 30 feet behind the guy that I said nice shot to, who ended up being the guy who actually hit it in the water. So I accidentally like hazed this guy for hitting it in the water, and then I see Phil Mickelson. I'm like, nice shot. And he goes, thank you.
This is why you just don't interact with people.
And well, it was too older. Like the other one I said it to was older, and he had sunglasses on like Phil did, and they kind of looked the same. They had the same body structure. They looked identical with the
Are you
giant
saying
sunglasses.
all golfers look the same?
No, just these two do.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So that happened, and I was kind of embarrassed. And then I drove another player who, I'm not going to say this guy's name because of the things I'm going to say. I'm just not going to put it out there. But he finished 1 over par for the weekend, and he finished even for the day. And he's in the back of my golf cart. He said the F word 48 times. He's saying that he's going to kill himself. He's never going to amount to anything. He's never going to accomplish anything. This is what you get for being bored and effing loser. And he's just yelling this all in the back of my golf cart because he finished the weekend +1. I'm like, I would dream of the day that I could golf 3 rounds and be only +1. Yeah, but he was so mad. That was a scary time.
Well, wouldn't it have been crazy if you just blew his brains out in the back of your shuttle?
It would have been crazy. He said he was going to kill himself like 11 times.
That's not so bad.
Or unalive himself. I don't know if we can say kill themselves. Unalive. Whatever it is. But yeah, so that was crazy.
Well, that's cool.
2 very different experiences with the different golfers.
That's cool. That's sounds like a really fun thing.
I was blessed. I'd do it again.
What animal do you think will take over the planet if the humans just were gone? Like
Dolphins.
what animal do you think would evolve to become the next dominant species?
Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah. Oh, killer whales. Just killer whales right there. Because I could see the sea levels rising above the ground, and so essentially anything that can't swim and can't live in the water will cease to exist. And killer whales are the apex predator of the ocean. So that's my answer.
I think it would take a lot for them to evolve to the point of civilized animals.
Oh, they have to create a civilization?
Yeah, the
Oh.
next animal to evolve to take over the planet.
But like you can take over the planet, like you can be the dominant creature on the planet and you took over the planet.
No,
just
you
not
gotta
making
evolve.
structures. Okay, so you're making structures.
Yeah, you got to evolve and have civilization.
Okay, so
Do you guys have what do you think? Do you guys think
Maybe
anything?
crows. That'd be
Crows?
cool. Crows are pretty cool.
magpies are slightly smarter than crows.
You think so too, Carl? Crows or
Some sort of corvid.
Nah. Giraffes.
just
Giraffe.
nah?
That'd
I
be
thought you
sick.
said nah for a second. You're like, nothing. Nothing will evolve ever again.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, if we're not here, are you saying like we're gone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well then everything's gone.
What about
It's all gone, Russ.
No.
what about
die in
ants?
nuclear
Sort of
holocaust.
ape.
No,
or
there's no nuclears.
What about
maybe
ants?
an ape.
You think ants?
I think ants, but like again,
Actually,
but
I changed my answer because I believe that if humans are all gone, it's because of nukes. Cockroach.
yeah, so then the cockroach.
Mm.
But I think
Yeah.
There's a good song about that.
but I think a cockroach king.
No, it's called You and the Cockroach by Hobo Johnson.
Mm.
It literally is about the evolution of a single-celled organism into humans, and basically the humans create all their problems and religion and government and conflict and everything, and then there's an orange president and an Asian president that are just mad at each other, and they throw nukes at each other, and what survives a nuke? Cockroaches, and then the cockroaches evolve, and then they create their own religions and conflict and government, and then they need to go to war with each other. But what are they going to do? Nukes don't work on cockroaches, so they build a giant missile, and at the end of it, it's a giant shoe.
A shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite chin Pokemon.
Shoe.
But I think ants, because they already have the architecture down, all that kind of stuff. They're gonna take over the world and create their civilizations on a much smaller scale.
Yeah, I heard the myth that's how the Spartans were created.
From ants.
Yeah,
Okay,
like Athena.
tell me more.
Athena came down to find, like, she wanted to find her perfect warrior. So she searched the entire planet for the perfect warrior until once she came across a line of these army ants, and there was a stream of water. And instead of being deterred by this stream of water, the ants would go out and basically drown. And they basically killed themselves to the point where they created a bridge, so the rest of the ants were able to get across the water.
They make
and
a raft.
So
out of
she said
themselves.
that's the perfect warrior, and so she created the Spartans out of the ants.
Okay.
I don't remember where I heard that from
But it's
because
really-
I've never been able to find it again.
But I think ants are one of the most fascinating insects in the world. Animals, whatever. But like they'll create, those army ants will create like a raft out of their entire like selves,
Mm-hmm.
and then but fish will come up and eat them, so they are sacrificing themselves as well. But yeah, and that's how they get across water and everything. It's crazy.
I think raccoons. That's my opinion. I mean, they're already like 2 steps away from being human. Like, they know how to use some of the contraptions that we have, All they really need to know is figure out that if they pick up a gun, it fires and kills something.
And they
They'll
have,
be
like,
golden.
They have like opposable thumbs too, I think.
They have opposable fingers. I don't think they have thumbs though. I don't think they have opposable
I thought they did
thumbs.
have thumbs. But one of the speaking of
but I
raccoons,
don't think the creature that when they see a shiny object in a bottle, they get their hand stuck in that bottle for basically forever. I don't think they're the one.
So you're saying the people that get their hands stuck in the Pringles can did a better job?
Well, those people are also weak
Those
bloodlines.
are some stupid raccoons. I think there's some smarter raccoons. There's some Einstein raccoons. There's some Billy Carson raccoons.
I think
one
a
of my-
crow is tricking a raccoon every day.
one of my favorite.
I mean, that might be true, but I also think a crow is probably tricking most humans every day.
One of my favorite videos of a raccoon though is someone gives it cotton candy, and raccoons wash their food before they eat it.
That's a sad one.
It is so sad.
And so he's just looking for. He's like, "Where'd my food go?"
Yeah, yeah, and you watch that video and you can see the very clear panic
Yeah,
and
emotion.
sadness
There's emotion
and
in that.
emotion
Yeah.
in that raccoon, and you're just like, you're telling me that they may not be close. I think they can open doors, and
A dog can open doors.
they
Tell
have
them the aliens from signs.
they have the wherewithal to know that they just eat trash. They won't even have a landfill
Get
problem.
good aliens.
I think raccoons have it made.
Oh, beavers.
I don't think you understand.
They know how to make houses.
Beavers?
Dude, they
Part of
know
the
how to.
reason why we're living longer and all that stuff is because we don't things like eat trash.
Well, raccoons
If they
live.
keep eating trash, they're not going to expand their life to the point where they can create.
Yeah, maybe they can. Maybe that's just
They'll have
evolution.
like a great immunity system.
Yeah, they'll have great
No.
immunity. Yeah, they weren't affected by COVID.
Oh,
I wonder if there's ever been a study on raccoon effects from COVID.
Yeah, they're fine.
Did their population thrive, or did it?
They're still here.
Well, so are we.
Yeah, but we diminished a little bit, a tiny bit,
Just a little.
just a tiny, tiny little bit.
I don't think we actually diminished at all. I think we still had more people born than people died.
Probably.
I was gonna say, their population literally keeps going up.
Yep.
We're at 8 billion.
We are at 8 billion people.
Hooray!
We were at, like,
Congratulations.
7.2 when I was in high school.
You want a really depressing thought, though? There will never be more people older than you than at this very moment.
We can't guarantee that yet.
What?
You're being ageist.
What?
Yeah. If
Can't
I
tell people
if
how
I
old they
moved
are.
really fast, like really fast away from the Earth and came back, you guys would have aged many, many years, and I would not have.
You're not going to do that.
But I could.
But also, I guess we have this epigenetics guy who could.
Yeah, David
people.
Sinclair. David Sinclair might be helping me out with that.
But to be fair, though, people may age physically, but the same amount of time has still passed. So you're still that age. Because if you left here, moving really, really fast, and then came back.
What if I went backwards in time?
What if he was
no.
frozen in an iceberg?
What if I went forward in time?
There would still be less people.
No, there would probably be more.
No?
Our population's continuously growing.
But it doesn't matter, because the thing is if you go forward in time to the year 2034, you are still technically 10 years older.
Well, I'm not.
Well, you
because
are.
I didn't live that time.
That doesn't matter.
I did not experience that time to pass.
It's based on
The time you were alive.
no.
Yes.
No. It's just based on the passing of time. So
I'm not sure about that. Karl, did they consider Fry 3,000 years old? Or 1,000 years old? Or was he still just 23 or whatever the fuck?
but he didn't travel in time, he was frozen. So because Aang is 112.
Yeah, I don't know.
They said.
Although in Dr. Stone, they claim that they're 3,000 years old. That's why it's okay for them to drink.
So
You don't remember the Futurama? You don't know how old Fry was?
I think they mentioned that he's 1,000 years old before.
They do mention it.
Okay. So what if I go backwards? then everybody is older than me.
Negative.
Yeah.
Until a certain point. Because if you go backwards in time to a point where there's just fewer and fewer people.
Well, it doesn't matter. I would still be a negative number, and everybody, even a baby, would be older than me by that definition.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. You're right.
So
Actually,
if time travel exists.
Way to
time
find
is
that loophole.
cyclical.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That's a good loophole.
Time is actually cyclical, so I'm infinite.
Okay.
I will be at this point again at some time, you know?
I'm not on board with
I
that.
like that. No, I'm on board with it.
Okay.
That means
Lilo's on board. That means it's
Karl is also
fact.
older than himself.
Yeah. And younger than myself.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool. I like that.
Time is cyclical.
cool.
So there we go. But raccoons. Is that where we came from?
They're pretty rad.
Yeah, see, I think they're pretty rad.
Wait, are you asking
That
if
where
that's
we
where we came from
came
in this
from.
conversation, or is that where humans came from? Raccoons.
That's where we came from in this conversation.
Yes, that's where we came from in this
okay.
conversation. Yeah, I'm like, we did not come
Yeah,
from
I was like,
raccoons.
what? Russ thinks the missing link is raccoons?
We were created
No.
by God.
There would be
Hmm.
signs if it was raccoons, and
There'd be
there would be
signs.
signs.
There'd be I don't know. These dark circles under my eyes aren't good enough.
Yeah. Burglars exist.
Yep. Like the Hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
Yeah.
He's yeah. He's the most famous burglar of all time.
Is he?
The Hamburglar? I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google that. Who is the most famous burglar of all time?
Do
Yeah.
it, please. We need this answered.
It might be Bonnie and Clyde, but I'm gonna go with Hamburglar.
Those were robbers? Bonnie and Clyde.
What is the main difference between a robber and a burglar?
And like
Karl,
weaponry.
that's on you. She's looking up the famous burglar. You got to find out what's the difference between a robber and a burglar.
I think burglary comes like your stealth and there's no threat to people, but robbery is there's a threat. So like, give me your phone or I'll kill you is robbing. Walking into your house and stealing your phone without you knowing about it is burglary. I'm pretty sure
Burglary specifically involves entering a structure
Okay.
with the intent of committing theft.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. So you have to enter a building to be a burglar.
No, it says structure.
Structure.
There's a difference.
So it could be a tent.
Like the Statue of Liberty, that's
Oh.
a structure, not a building.
I went with tent. You went with the Statue of Liberty. Good deal. Or a museum. So a museum. If
No,
you're a
museum is a
museum,
building.
like a museum
That's a structure
burglar,
and a building.
the museum would be a structure, right?
But
That's a
But
structure.
it's also
it's
a
a
building.
building. But I also
I
think that
guess.
the Statue of Liberty is a building too.
No.
Can we look it up? Can we look up that?
No. Well, what about the Eiffel Tower?
That's
That's a
definitely a
structure.
structure.
Yeah, it's not a building. That's a structure, and that's what I consider the Statue of Liberty. The
But
same.
what do
This structure? It's more like a tower. It's a piece of art, in my opinion.
what did
Well,
you find
all
out, Lilo?
buildings are pieces of art technically. If
Yeah,
someone
some
designs
of
it.
them more
Says-
so.
Famous burglars and art thieves.
Mm.
Saddam Hussein
Saddam Hussein.
masterminded the robbery of the central bank in Iraq in 2003, which was estimated to be worth $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Granted, this is AI review on Google.
I'm gonna have to say, the Hamburglar probably did not accumulate $1 billion of hamburger theft.
Oh, it was closer to petty theft.
Patty theft.
That laughter ended. Yeah. But the burglar did help in creating billions plus dollars of wealth.
That is true.
Did he? Or the people
my-
that thwart him?
But
Help.
I don't even think anyone's
Did
ever
anyone
thwarted
that
him.
watch
He's
those
friends.
cartoons want to eat McDonald's?
They're all
Wait,
friends.
what was
It's a
that?
weird cartoon. Never in my mind did I ever watch that cartoon and was like, McDonald's sounds good now.
That's what I don't get about like any advertisement really. I've never seen an advertisement where I'm just like, yep, I need to go out and get McDonald's or anything of the sort. I've never had that feeling toward an advertisement.
Ads aren't supposed to be like an instant thing. They're supposed to just be a thing that sits in the back of your mind.
That's why I put them on mute and I look away.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes I don't understand the advertisements either.
The thing I don't understand is why I keep getting ads in Spanish. Don't know Spanish.
I've been getting ads in Spanish too.
Why? But
We're
maybe
close
it's your
enough.
fault. Maybe do you know Spanish?
No.
Oh, I don't. You know Spanish, but there's no way that you're getting Spanish ads on my IP address.
Oh yeah, and I barely know Spanish.
Yeah.
Not enough to.
Why do I have Spanish ads?
Are
Are
on
you
my
hooked up to a
IP address?
VPN and like?
No, I
Nobody
think-
in my family knows Spanish.
The thing is I think we're close enough to two major hubs. First of all, you would have to think that we're part of Chicago, as part of like a greater broadcasting type of thing. But also Milwaukee has a very large like Spanish-speaking section as well.
A lot of different people here. It's not even like Spanish.
Yeah, I know, but like Spanish is one of the ones that
I feel
just
like
stick
we have
around.
more Hmong people than.
Yeah.
But I don't think that being in an area would dictate whether your personal phone is getting you Spanish ads. I think
It's not even my
something's up.
phone. It's my whole IP address. It's on my computer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on your personal computer stuff, because like the stuff listens to you.
Yeah.
Like,
And there's no way that I say Spanish things.
Yeah.
I don't know Spanish.
do you have like any of your streamers that you like have on mute? Do they speak Spanish?
Probably not.
No.
It's
I can only
because
think of one Spanish streamer that I know of, and I don't really watch him.
when Ryan walks into band practice, he says "Hola."
That's it.
It's yeah, I'm gonna say there's only one person that I watch that's Mexican. That's MKLeo.
Who's that?
He's a Smash Ultimate player.
Oh, cool.
So he's my favorite because he came on the scenes basically winning, but he was playing the characters that I played as at the time.
Who's your go-to character?
Now, Karl might beg to differ with me on certain things, but I would say my best characters would be Pokemon Trainer and Joker.
What about the original?
What?
The original Smash.
I don't know. Ness.
Ness and Link on all
like,
of them
like
for me.
Super Smash 64. Yeah, that probably I was Ness back then.
Yeah, I was Ness on everyone. Ness and Link are really the only characters I actually care to play. So those are the ones I got good at.
And then I didn't really play Smash. I didn't play Brawl or Melee. And then I started again on Smash 4. And then I got super into it in Ultimate.
Right.
Like I could probably be competitive. We train sometimes. We think about going to tourneys, so to some local tournaments, which would be super cool actually.
It would be cool.
But I don't know. I think Super Smash Brothers requires a lot more work. I wish we were talking about this when Karl here. He just walked away.
We sure did.
But I personally, I mean, this is one of those things I think he'd argue with me on too. I personally think we might have a slightly better shot in Pokemon.
Oh, that like Unite thing, whatever you that play.
No, just Pokemon. Just Pokemon Scarlet Violet.
Do they have competitions for that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's called VGC.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'd have a better shot doing that. I think he thinks that the Pokemon players are a little bit more try-hard than we are. So, like, I think Karl probably will be under the impression that we'd have a better shot in Melee or in Ultimate than Pokemon. That's what I think. So.
Okay.
What game do you think you could be competitive in?
PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And then probably also a racing game, racing sim.
Yeah.
That's probably about it.
You'd play Tekken, wouldn't you?
I would like to play some Tekken or UFC 5.
I was actually thinking about picking up Tekken 2 now that you guys also have a PS5. So I was thinking about picking it up and we can
You should.
kick the shit out of each other.
I haven't played yet since we got the PS5.
Makes sense.
If we could do like Battlefield, but like snipers only, then I think I could be super competitive in that. I'm great at sniping, but I cannot run around with a gun.
Then
shoot
just be then you'd have to be a sniper in Battlefield.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, but if it was only snipers, then
Like you want every player to be a sniper.
yeah, just like set up, like do like a.
Well, I don't know if
like
there's a competitive
There's
format
probably
that
not.
does that.
Well, there was a game called Sniper Warrior.
Yeah,
the
that
series.
didn't really have like a competitive scene though.
It didn't have a competitive scene, but I loved that game because you literally were like, it was like 12v12, and it was all snipers, and you just all find your spot, and you're just trying to look for other snipers and snipe them. I
Yeah.
loved that.
That didn't really have a competitive scene.
It didn't. I'm not saying it did.
But I'm talking about competitive scene games.
Yep. So golf and racing.
I don't really think I don't know much about the competitive scene in either of those games.
I know there's very competitive racing sim. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's competitive stuff for golf because I know that they have like all the esports and they have that for like Madden and MLB and NHL and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if golf is included in that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not sure. I just know most of the shooters and Pokemon and stuff and the fighters. Speaking of fighters, we got a couple weeks left until the new Dragon Ball Z game
Oh yeah.
and series. They come out on the same day.
Ooh. I'm excited for the new series.
Are you?
But it's not going to be out in English yet.
I'm probably not. Do you even know anything about the new series?
No.
Oh.
But they and also in 5 days we get to play as Zelda.
Mm-hmm. We
It's
do.
5 days from the time that this is being recorded.
So, but yeah, the new Dragon Ball. They're all kids.
Oh, they are all kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that whole thing. That
Yeah.
thing. I thought they were I thought they were continuing like Dragon Ball Super.
No, that is done.
Did they release more though
No,
after the Tournament of Power?
no.
I thought they were making more.
Well, there was the Broly movie.
But I thought they were making more. I thought they
No.
were going to make more.
They have not.
But you said it's done. So is it
Yeah.
the fact that they're not making more?
Well, I don't think they're gonna. They might, but like, there's 2 more arcs that go on after the Tournament of Power. Yeah, 2 arcs,
The
maybe
mangas.
2.5. But yeah, they don't. I don't think they're gonna continue Super anymore.
Right.
Especially now that Akira Toriyama's done.
Okay.
Karl,
Yeah, go back.
we got to go backwards a tiny bit. I personally think we have a better shot in Pokemon VGC than we would competitive Ultimate. I think you think the opposite.
I think
I don't know. Because I think the Pokemon players in your brain are a little bit more try-hard and know more about the game, that it might just be it's a more difficult jump for us to get into VGC than for us to get into an Ultimate. No? Okay, well, then I was wrong.
way easier to do Pokemon.
Do they do team VGC?
What do you mean?
Well, because they're saying that, like, you're talking about how you both think, like, you think that we, as in you two, could be more competitive in this.
Yeah.
So, like, would it be a team thing where you're teaming up together and battling?
No,
Because
No.
in Smash
all
aren't
individual.
Yeah, it
isn't
would-
there team Smash competitions?
There
yeah,
are
there
doubles.
can be doubles.
There are double tournaments. They're less common than single tournaments, but they do exist. And so in VGC, what you see a lot of is there are like teams, like people will get together and work on common Pokemon teams together. And you'll see it a lot where people in tournaments, they'll have very similar teams, except maybe one Pokemon is different. And that's generally because they workshop the teams together, and then they each do something slightly different to increase their odds that one of them will make it into the top 8.
Okay.
That's what I think we would try.
Right.
If we were doing to do Pokemon.
Because I know that they do now, like, in the
We
new
would need
games,
more
they have,
people.
you can throw out 2 Pokemon.
Yeah,
at the
we
same
need
time,
more
so I
people.
know.
We would
I
definitely
couldn't
need more
breed all
people.
of those Pokemon. Just too
Yeah.
much. Giving up on it.
Yeah. Well, I think breeding's easier now in Scarlet Valley, ain't it?
I Haven't even tried it. I don't like
I don't
the
like
breeding mechanics in Scarlet and Violet.
I don't like Scarlet and Violet.
Cooking is dumb.
I didn't even get it and play it.
Yeah.
I saw the mechanics of it. I'm like, if they made the what's the wild area in
I think it's just called the Wild Area.
Yeah,
No,
I was
no.
gonna say the Wild Area.
it's called the wild area in the
Sword and Shield.
yeah.
Wild Area.
No. Sorry, I'm thinking of what's it called. If they made the game like Legends,
Oh, okay.
if they made the game like Legends, but just slightly better, with maybe a little bit more open worldness
That's
of
the
like
next one
Breath of
that's
the
coming out,
Wild.
you know, they're making another Legends.
Okay, but is it good?
Legend ZA.
Okay.
It's supposed to be based
It's
off
about
of Pokemon
pizza.
XY.
It's Pokemon Za.
Okay.
It's just Mario making pizza.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, it takes the place in the city of Lumiose, which is supposed
Lumiose.
to be the Pokemon version of Paris.
Okay,
And
and
they're
who?
making-
What's the Pokemon name? Or it's just ZA?
Legend
ZA.
ZA. Yeah,
Okay.
it's supposed to be Z because Pokemon XY never got the third game. They never got a Z.
Okay.
It was the first game that they didn't make like a sequel type of game.
Yeah, but that's what. Get a little bit more exploration, like Breath of the Wild is. Make it as big as Breath of the Wild, and put Pokemon places. Make very specific scenarios need to happen where you can only find a Pokemon in a specific spot in a specific situation.
Just
Do
go,
things like
I
that.
sound like you just want to play like Pokemon Snap.
So, and that was gonna be my next point. Is I want a Pokemon Snap game that is open world, where you are actually exploring the world and trying to find specific situations to take pictures of the Pokemon in. That's what I want. I want a Pokemon photography game that's completely open world. I'd love the crap out of that game.
I think that was just called Pokemon Go.
No, that's not at all what that was.
Yeah.
No.
That was open world. Completely open world.
Yeah, but it's not the same as Pokemon Snap.
And then you found the Pokemon and you can have them like right there.
But again, they're not doing anything that would be a special situation.
What do you mean by special situation?
Well, like if you have to
wanna-
go to the mountain peak on a full moon, while it's not cloudy out, and that's the only time you're ever going to see Clefairy dancing around a moonstone, and then you got to take that picture. So you only have that opportunity once a month, if it's not cloudy.
I thought Pokemon Go did things like that.
No.
Thought they had special events and shit.
Well, they had special events where you can only find this Pokemon during this time, but it's just this is your only opportunity to get this Pokemon.
That seems pretty
No,
special.
it's just not the same. You know, it's not the same.
Sure.
No, but that would be a cool game. I played
think
that
in
game.
the very beginning of Pokemon, they did have events for like a specific Pokemon, like Mewtwo, I believe, was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of a weird thing because they made you pay to get into those events. Like, how did I do that?
Once they got rid of the ability to drive past the Pokestops where you could spin the thing while you're driving, once they got rid of that, I stopped doing Pokemon Go.
I know. I used to be a shuttle driver back then.
Yeah, so I'm not
I used to
walking
be
nowhere.
a shuttle driver in downtown Milwaukee. It was free.
Do you remember we all went into Milwaukee one time?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And whose car was it? My car? Whose car was it that we got lost? Like we didn't know where we parked.
So that wasn't how.
Was that Geiger's
wasn't
car?
how the frustration in that day started.
Well, no, that's fine.
Geiger was the reason that frustration of that day started.
Yeah.
Because Geiger could not just decide where he wanted to meet up with us. You got real mad. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then we had trouble finding your car after that.
Yeah.
All while having to deal with Geiger
Yeah.
not knowing what we were trying to do. Because I think at some point we finally met up. And then he was like, oh, well, let's go get some food. And we were like, well, that wasn't really our plan.
I feel like this is just a personal conversation you two are having.
Kind of.
Podcast, bro.
Yeah, this is, you're finding out lore about us. And so are you.
And on that, this has
What?
been Two Rights Make a Wrong.
Oh, we're done? You're just gonna, we were talking.
I love how Russ says this like he hasn't done this every
Yeah.
episode.
What the
too,
heck?
Danny.
Like, oh, it's done to you, so it's not okay now anymore.
Yes.
No, we're done.
The
Stop
difference is
changing.
that you don't walk away. You're supposed to just.
Oh,
walk
yeah.
away.
Stop changing the format.
No, but
All right.
if I walk away, he'll just invite one of you up.
I was gonna say me and Karl were talking, so yeah. So we were lost in Milwaukee. Well, now you just ruined it. You just ruined the vibes. No, now we don't even want you here. Leave.
Just do the outro.
Like, bye. Thanks for watching us. Bye.
The proper outro.
Thanks for watching Two Rights Make a Wrong.
He waited. He specifically waited for you to sit down. That was
He
great.
fell
I love how
into my
fast he went too.
trap.
That's the fastest I've seen Russ move in months.